What's up, everybody? This is attorney Dan Nguyen here, and I want to talk a little bit more about trademarks again. And someone asked me this question, so I want to share with you how I answered them. So what if you go onto the United States Patent and Trademark Office and the word you want or some variation you want is already taken? So if you remember, kind of the rule or the standard for conflict is same or similarly confusing. So obviously, exact same name you don't want to use if you're in the same kind of space or you're competing for the same customers, and also a similar name. So like the example I've given this before is like there's already Nike, you can't do Super Nike, right? Someone called me about this earlier and say, hey, can I just add a word? It's like, no, you can't really do that, and that goes in the reverse as well. But like, what if there are there's names, maybe there's 100 registrations out there, and so how can the United States Patent and Trademark Office offer registrations to these all these different companies? So again, it comes down to consumer confusion or customer confusion. Like, would the average person that is a customer for one of these particular brands or products be confused that another company is offering a different product under the same name? So this is an example I give in my book. So if you're familiar with Delta Airlines, maybe you're familiar with Delta Faucets and Delta Dental. I think they do dental insurance. And so all these can exist because they're really not competing for the same market. They're really not competing for the same customers. And so, someone buying airline tickets from Delta is not going to be saying, hey, why is Delta Airlines offering faucets, right? It doesn't, those two, purchases kind of don't cross paths. And so that is why all those three companies can have trademarks, because there's generally no consumer confusion. Now, where it gets a little bit more tricky is whether you where you start offering products to similar customers. So there's this concept called zone of natural expansion. So if you sell shirts, right, it's very natural for you to get to expand into pants or sweatshirts or hats or other types of clothing. And typically, you will get protection in those particular areas, even if your trademark registration doesn't say, hey, for those for hats and sweatshirts and pants, and maybe it's just for shirts. It's natural for your business to expand into those certain areas, and so you'll still get protection. Ideally, you would want registrations in those areas, but sometimes that's not always cost effective or available to the smaller companies, and so you still get some afforded protection. But the big idea is like other companies can still get trademark registrations in kind of unrelated classes or categories, and so that is why all these other businesses can have same names or similar names and exist on the trademark registry. And so I hope this has been helpful. I want to share something that someone asked me over the past couple of weeks, and I thought if someone asking that, then other people might ask me the same question. So I hope this has been helpful. This is Dan, and I'll talk to you later.